The drive over to Sian passes by largely uneventfully. The motorcade travels, you look like your government official, and the small military, convoy seems to be warding off any sort of possible attack you would go through till just a few miles out from Xi'an, you're stopped by a group of men. They are largely on horseback. They are dressed in very modern military uniforms, guns slinged around them, and they begin to approach the motorcade.
Oh, God.
And it's at this time I kind of would like to ask, since a lot of you have been in sort of wartime scenarios, you've all dealt with sort of military checkpoints in your life, I would assume.
Yeah, yeah.
At least most of you. I'm not quite sure about Vivian personally. No offense.
She hasn't. Don't worry.
Yeah. But Adrienne, how have you dealt with military blockades before?
I'll be frank, I don't think the methods Adrian has used in the past would be appreciated in this situation.
Feel free to speak about them.
So I
We're
guess
just character building here.
Okay, so for context for all y'all who are listening, or you, Adrian, this is Ireland now. Throughout the 20s and 30s, it was very much often at war. There was very little time in peace because there was the First World War, and then there was the big War of Independence against the British, during which that time the IRA formed, and Adrian was a member eventually. This is not known in character to the others, but this is for a general background. But they were back then it was a bit different than the current modern day ones. It was more revolutionary, so it was very violent against the British and those they were fighting against, obviously. After that, there was a whole civil war where they had to fight against each other. So it's a lot of less peaceful, more violent approaches, in this case, to blockades.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to, if you don't, and Nagel, you don't have to speak about it if you don't want to, but if you want to, talk about Collum's little experience with this, you're free to.
Collum probably has more experience sneaking around military blockades than he does actually engaging with them directly. However, I reckon he has probably had a few forays where he's had to travel through them on more sort of official business, and I think he'd know it's usually best to just keep your head down if you have nothing to hide and just let it just let the system does as it wants.
And let's briefly just mention this, Vidhi. I think you yourself may not have had to deal with something like this, but being in British-occupied India, though, do you think that would affect any sort of, dealing with officials, etc., etc.?
I'd say to some extent her occupation wouldn't warrant too much firsthand of that, but I did mention that her father participated in civil service. So I think in situations like this, she'd want to shrink herself, you know, if that makes sense, not draw too much attention. And if she really has to, just try to act quiet and meek and non threatening.
And these soldiers, they've just kind of, they've put up a small little blockade. They don't really seem to be doing much, but one of the men on horseback approaches towards your vehicle where all four of you are in. He gets off of his horse and he just barks. Any of you speak Chinese?
Do you?
I do.
I don't.
He speaks towards you, Collum. State your occupation.
Just for context and to reiterate a bit what happened last session, do we have any reasons to be lying to these guys? We don't, right?
No.
Oh, you don't.
The best way to put it is that, like, well, actually, do you want to, like, spend any points to kind of figure out why this is here, or why there's a blockade? If there's, like, any skill you would want to try to use?
I suppose I would want to use a point in bureaucracy to make sure we pass through this as painlessly as possible.
Yeah, I'll make this go by super easy if you spend 1 point.
Yeah, let's spend 1 point of bureaucracy then.
Yeah, 1 point of bureaucracy. And some information you gather from this as well. These are just bullies. They're just here to, like, assert authority, look like they're in charge when it's a disputed claim.
Oh, Collum does his best to be very small and very impressed by their display. Making sure he knows that he is the boss. Collum gets it, he gets it, everyone gets it.
Yeah. Do you communicate any of this to your friends? Or do you just, like, kind of, like, just to keep up the facade going?
Well, do
Friends is a
my
bit of a
friends
stretch.
make any trouble?
I don't know. Will
I
they?
mean, they.
No siree.
Or are you just
No reason to
following
make
Collum's
trouble.
lead? There's probably no need to clarify that.
It's a good lead. We may as well follow it.
Yeah, it's a standard interrogation procedure. He asks you, like, occupation, then followed by, but the real question we really need to get to is, he eventually lands on this one question: what's your reason for travel?
Occupation, obviously. We're going to the dig site.
Yeah, it's like I am a professor of history, so I am traveling in the capacity of that profession. And like, Collum isn't lying, but that point in bureaucracy, I'd argue, he isn't lying, but he's wrapping it up pretty well.
Exactly.
Where it's like he is saying a lot of things that means very little.
It's like, well, there's really nothing we can do here. And they look at that flag you're flying and they go, yeah, best not to mess with it.
Yes.
He barks in Chinese to his fellow soldiers. They can pass. They lift up the small barricade, and your motorcade is free to pass through.
Well, there's one good thing the British flag has done for me. It's worth a shot.
And as
The
best
thing about the Union Jack is that it sees you through a lot of trouble.
I guess so.
Tends to create it for other people, though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
The camera pans out from the vehicle as you begin to drive off towards Sian, and before you see, like, the walls of the city off in the distance, these giant, big, imposing walls, and as the gates are just open and allowing traffic to pass through, we cut briefly to the lecture hall.
Sian was once known as the Rome of Asia, a thriving metropolis, brimming with trade being the historic Silk Road start endpoint. Following a path out of the Sian through the Kansu Corridor would get you to the west, and would have you pass through many noteworthy towns. South, for example, was known for being the first place where rhubarb was cultivated. And of course there was the twin gates of the Great Wall in the excellent Valley Pass. But in recent days, the area has been rather poor, save for the occasional archaeological find. There is, however, one known modern event that will play an important role in our tale. After the Russian Revolution, several members of the White Army fled the country in exile and headed for the valley, hoping to find refuge.
It is with that we cut to the motorcade arriving at Sian by the south gate. It's busy. Like, because it's one of the biggest cities in the area, there's all of these cars just piled up. There's carts being pulled by donkeys or horses, and you're just waiting in this line, which feels like it's taking forever to just get into the city already. And you've been traveling for like a day or two now, and like this is like the worst part of the journey.
Collum will be spending most of that time just reading, unless someone's actively talking to him.
Anybody up to anything around this time, or?
Not more especially. I guess we can, like, read a book or something.
Yeah, sure. Just reading up on the local area, reading what the travel guides have to say.
I think Vivian would be making small talk, but nothing wild.
Like, finally, as the car gets through the gate, and like after all the papers are handled, you get into the city itself, and you see. I'm sorry, can you hear my dog barking? I'm gonna have to like cut this from the audio, aren't I?
No.
No.
Now that you pointed out, I could like hear a vague noise in the background, but it wasn't anything I paid attention to until you said it.
Damn
I
it!
didn't.
I'm so sorry. It's one of those things. It's like,
It's cool.
Well, that's not my dog's going to be a problem. I'm the only one at home right now.
Yeah, it's all good. But the gates finally, like open up, and you see the city is, despite it not being the grandeur it used to be, it still has like a whole lot of hustle and bustle. You see market streets, and it is genuinely just like a sight for sore eyes after like all of the small towns you've passed through on the road to Sian. Provided here is a map. And you're probably going to have to stay the night is like the middle of the day when you arrive into Sian. But you're free to peruse the city now that you're inside the gates. You are informed that when night falls, the gates are closed and no one is permitted to leave the city.
Oh.
Ancient customs and general safety practices for being out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sounds fair to me.
I don't like walking at night either.
But yeah. You can tend to find pretty good marketplaces nearby any of the major landmarks. The address of the two people who Professor Wang told you about are near the Great Mosque. And if you want to book your hotel, you can find it. You can find some pretty good hotels not far from the southern gate where you are right now.
Well, it was in the middle of the night right now, wasn't it?
Middle of the day.
Middle of the day.
It's midday, high noonish.
Well, the odds that we will be departing today seems rather slim, and
Yeah.
I would want at least one night in a bed before we set out, so
Let's go find a hotel.
yes, perhaps we should find lodging for the day before it gets too close to evening, and then we can go and see our mutual friends.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Let's see. So yeah, going to the hotel. Let's see. Heading on your way over to the hotel. It's a fairly nice Western stylish hotel once again. Typically, because there's been a lot of like travel through here ever since the big archaeological boom a few decades ago. You walk in though. It's certainly not like the Wagonlets Hotel you started in. It's much more closer to the actual culture that made it. But still, you can find your usual standard breakfast served in the morning. Usual sleeping accommodations, and at least it's better than some of the places you'll be staying along the road later. You see this as you walk in. There's the typical guy at the. There's your receptionist at the desk. Couple of bellhops. There's an old man who's gotten into a shouting match with a bellboy.
Oh, so okay, let's just go check in.
Yeah, just check in. Leave that guy alone. Yes, hello. You looking for a room for the night, or there's 4 of you.
Yes.
I see. Let's see. 3 rooms will it be?
Why 4, I assume?
4? I was wondering if you were going to be doubling up in any way.
I mean, do you guys want... Why do you say 3?
Because 2, 1, 1, I assume.
I guess, but...
Yes.
2 of us ladies together.
I'm fine with sharing. I'm
yeah,
happy
I'm just
sleeping.
curious on who... okay, yes, that's fine.
Perfect.
They likely assumed I was married to one of you.
Yes, I'm wondering who, though.
Aw, I'm flattered.
He begins to look a little embarrassed when you point out the subtext of the comment he made, and he just goes, yeah, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't presume these things. Where are my manners? And he just like he tries to fumble things, and he.
It is perfectly all right. It would have been polite in most other
We're all.
contexts.
I thought it was.
We're all friends here, right?
Thank you, and he gets you like slightly better than average rooms as sort of like the vague gesture towards like his faux pas from earlier.
You see, this is why we point these things out.
Maybe you should have them.
And as he just kind of like he twiddles his as he twirls his thumbs, just goes, "All right, yes, your rooms will be on the we'll both be on the second floor. We'll all be on the second floor." And I've made sure they're all next to each other.
That works.
Excellent.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And when in the morning is breakfast, by the way?
Oh, yes. We begin serving breakfast at around 8.
Thank you.
So who's bunking with who? Oh, wait, no, we got 4 rooms, didn't we?
3, but if you wanted 4.
I don't...
Well, pretty much all of you said you were willing to bunk together. So.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
2 and 1 sleeps on the couch.
Vidhi, we haven't really had the chance to speak yet. I'm
quite right. Yeah, I wouldn't
don't mind if you don't mind.
I don't mind none at all.
Hey, I knew Collum. I guess we're
Wonderful.
together.
No, we have 3 rooms.
Wait,
You're being very forward, miss. This is not appropriate.
You know what they say? No. God, sorry.
This is
Good night. I will see you. No, it's midday. God. Let's go, kid.
I have to believe like Adrienne is like just like how like you go on a long road trip, right? And then at the end of it, you just are so exhausted from sitting there. That's where Adrian's at right now, it seems like.
I'm so out of the game. I was working on the car all morning, so
Oh, yeah, no, that's totally fine.
yeah, did a fun valve cover gasket. Yeah.
Anyway, is there anything any of you do in particular in your hotel rooms I should be made aware of? Do you want to are you telling me where you're storing like a precious item of yours or something?
I carry my equipment on me.
Making a note. Adrienne carries the equipment on her.
I
have
sleep
a
with
gun.
a fully loaded gun.
I have a gun.
And I sleep with it. This gun is my wife now.
Yes.
Like
And I
most
call it Vera.
Americans. Wait a minute.
I mean, my family went there, but
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, let's see here.
I'll go into detail when we actually go to bed. I think it's unnecessary to state right now.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, where to next?
Clothing, yes. Or something. That's what we were doing, yeah?
Well, yeah, getting outfitted for the journey. If that makes. You're getting your supplies, your carts, your clothes.
That's what you meant by outfitting, yes.
Yes, and perhaps
The
we ought
mosque.
to make sure we have arrangements so that we could actually go to the journey.
Why did I think you meant clothing?
I mean, you will need clothes. That is part of it.
Yes, I heard outfitting. I said, clothes, yes.
So did I. It's okay.
Yeah, you have
Do
your.
we want to split up? Some of us can arrange the outfitting, and some of us can go to the caravanserai.
Yes.
That'd be an efficient way of doing it. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. All right.
Very good. I am good going with either. On one hand, I'm vaguely familiar with the route there and could probably discuss with the. Let me bring up the names. With the Mies in that regard. However, I am not very practiced at haggling, so if they start arguing prices, I might not
I'm good
be
enough at that.
quite equipped to handle it.
You know the language, you can help out too.
Indeed. Vidhi and Vivian, do you know what we need to go on a journey such as this?
I mean, I've done my fair share of traveling and living
Yes,
out.
but if you're going with me, you're not doing the outfit.
Then what do you want?
Specifically, I have to say I'm not certain. Perhaps one of you should give me a shopping list.
I figured standard, like survival equipment, tents, cold packs, just
Yes, the well-known standard equipment for traveling
standard
across
equipment
China.
You know it.
Yeah, okay.
Which we all do very often.
Listen, I've been like 1,000 miles up north. I've been to Russia. I assume it's close enough weather.
You're entering a desert, but yeah.
It gets cold at night. It's a desert.
It is. It is cold at night. You remembered from previous games. What is this meta aspect?
Also,
I suppose one way of reforming the question is how many has point in outdoorsmanship?
Me. I do.
Vivian, do you?
Holy shit! I actually have points in outdoorsman.
You're a botanist. Vidhi, do you?
I have 0 points in outdoorsman, but I have flattery.
That can get you good in negotiations.
I will go wherever
I have
needed.
outdoorsman and flattery. Let's go.
Adrienne goes with Vivian, and Vidhi goes with me.
Okay.
I love that idea. I want to see the mosque since it's nearby the Mies.
Yes, and I need distance from Adrienne. Let's go.
You two are gonna bite each other's faces off in a minute. I can feel it.
We'll start with Vidhi and Collum. Because as you're traveling over there, you see the mosque in Sian. And I'm gonna see if I can actually pull up a picture of it. Ah, there it is. This is the mosque in Sian. Unlike most mosques that we've encountered, it really does take on the cultural characteristics of the local area. It's the roof structures, general ways of how like a lot of temples in the region are structured. But again, it's still a place of Islamic worship, as you see it off in the distance. You find the shop belonging to the Mies. It's this little place that's in a little nook and cranny. It's like in the Chinese translates vaguely on the sign translates vaguely to Me and Son Traveling Company. You walk in, you see them behind their desk. You see like the supplies and some artifacts that they've managed to gather, and you even see like there's this. You see the two men who, based on the description Wang gave you, yeah, that seems like the Mies, but you're not quite sure about this third guy in the room, who was not mentioned. I will give you his picture. And they and the elder Han, he turns to you and goes, you're Professor Wang's friends, aren't you?
That's
Yes.
correct.
Perfect. He just gets up and comes over and just shakes your hand. I'm Han. This is my son Mihu, as I'm sure you've guessed. Pleased to finally get to meet you in person.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. Are you already engaged in talking business? And Collum sort of gesture a little bit to the other man. We can return in a little bit if that.
Oh, no. He's one of my employees.
Ah,
Please, Damien, please introduce yourself. He walks over to you and his name is Bobbin, and he goes, yes, hello, Mr. Maverick, yes?
oh, yes, Collum. It's perfectly fine.
Yes, Collum, and you are, what is your name, ma'am?
Vidhi Chowdhurry.
Perfect. Pleased to meet you. I have, it's good to meet a fellow expat. That is English, yes?
Yes, quite so.
Perfect. It's a bit rusty. I learned it from a Irish woman a long time ago. Really helped me with the English. Mihan, just steps in. Yes,
people, Irish women.
Yeah. Anyway, he'll be accompanying us on this upcoming expedition, I believe. That is what you're here for, yes?
That is most correct.
Perfect. You see, my son and I offer services as offer not just help in outfitting, but we can help bring supplies, extra men. Really, we can help just as a traveling party to help you get your way through. We've traveled the corridor many times, and even beyond. His son looks a little. I don't know why peeved at that comment.
Oh, Colin will look at him and go, everything quite all right there, young sir?
Mihu, who is he's about 22, and he looks a lot like his old man, just more clean shaven, where his father has a beard. And he goes, well, I've actually never been beyond the corridor myself. I've only gotten as far as Tunhuang. I've just always wanted to see beyond it. It's Our family has been here centuries.
Your honesty is commendable, good sir. But so at least that far you can see us without problem, but we would be going into uncharted territory beyond that?
For my father, no.
Yeah. Well, that is very good then, and I am sure he has taught you expertly well.
Oh, yes, quite, Mihan steps in. Again, my son knows almost everything I know, just has to, put it into practice.
This will be an excellent practice into that foray.
Indeed.
We are more than pleased to offer such an opportunity.
You hear a sound come from the mosque, and you see both Mihan and Mihu take a moment, and they just go, if you can excuse me for a moment, please.
Yeah, of course.
All
of
right.
course. We will.
They break out the rugs, and they take a brief moment to pray.
We'll turn to the other fellow who I haven't written his name down yet, so you have to excuse me.
Damien?
I will
They-
quickly, Damien. I will quickly put this in here. Do-do.
That is not how I spelled it at all.
Yeah, I'm in. But yeah, you turn to this man.
You would be accompanying us, you said.
Yes. I am. I used to be in the White Army as well as being a translator and the author of texts. I came through here. I know my way around the corridor a bit, and I can speak with a lot of the Russians that have been coming through here recently.
What other languages do you translate? I'm just curious.
My Mandarin is rusty, but it's fine. I've been mostly translating Russian works into English in the spare times while writing my novel.
Collum will swap then and go, we could have this conversation in Russian if you prefer.
It's fine if you wish to include your comrade if English is the lingua franca, but if you ever want to, I can switch.
Yeah, very good. Let us keep to English.
And but you're free to ask him any sorts of questions or look around the shop for a bit.
Well, Collum is curious if he has made this journey before.
Yes, a few times. I've come here from. I first went through the corridor when I was fleeing in exile, and having survived, I encountered the Mies, and then they took me in, and I've been working for them ever since. I've done the trip about 3 times.
It was Professor Wang that told us to talk to the Mies, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Does Demian know Wang?
No, he's a pretty recent hire.
Okay.
You mentioned you were writing a novel earlier?
Oh yes, it's writing and the languages are my sort of specialty. I've been writing a novel, a usual old Russian aristocratic fare, very Tolstoy.
Oh, it sounds remarkably interesting. I'd love to give that a look at some point if you'd be interested in sharing.
Yes, I would. Yes, absolutely, and he decides to he's going to pack his manuscript now that you've mentioned this to him.
Excellent.
The Mies have finished up their prayer. Thank you for waiting.
Of course.
Of course.
So I suppose the only matter then is negotiations of price and whatnot. But again, the three of us will accompany you. We'll bring supplies. We have some food. We already have rations ready to go, and we can help you navigate some of the more treacherous parts of the corridor. And we also take in already booking sleeping arrangements. But you've been on the road before, on this passage before, correct, Mr. Maverick, Professor?
I have, yes. I've made this journey in the past.
You know then about the flea-ridden beds.
And not to sleep in them.
Yeah. We'll do what we can, but again, this being such a short notice trip, we'll have to make do with what we can get.
Mental note does not need to tell Adrienne.
And, as they get... so, if you wish to begin negotiations on price, right now it would tick down your credit rating by 4 notches, and you can split that amongst the party however you feel, even those currently not present. But Vidhi and Collum, if you want to try to talk the price down, you have this is your opportunity.
Got that flattery?
Yeah, do you want to spend a point from flattery?
Yeah, I'm down.
How do you go about it? Describe it.
God.
Silent fluttering of eyelashes.
That is actually what's happening. I'm looking into the wall, and my hands are in prayer position. With the thing where it's like bumping my mouth because I'm trying to load.
Like you batter your eyelashes, and there are artifacts on the wall that they've collected.
And this will be with this very, very first foray, and it's such an honor.
Oh, truly.
I'm curious who you're directing the flattery towards. Which one of these 3 men?
I would, since the most experienced of them, I would say is the father, Mihan. I would try to do most flattery towards him. Or, I mean, it depends on the eyelash. It depends on how I am fluttering those eyelashes.
How are you doing this? Is really the fun question to ask.
I could be flirty. Okay. Well, the thing is, it's power. I'm thinking about the power. Who has the, True. I don't want to assume that either. I'm done with the heteronormativity.
Can't assume.
Only there was a woman here to flirt with.
If only there was a woman. No, unfortunately, the matriarch is the current imam at the mosque, actually. So she's not here.
So go and flirt with her.
Okay. After some deliberation, I will flirt at the sun, because also I don't know which denomination, because
yeah, well, I mean, if nothing else, it will be his first long journey. It will be your first journey. There's something in common there.
That's true.
And it's interesting because when you do this, like Mihan kind of like acknowledges what's going on there and is like quietly gonna go that we can talk this down a little bit. It's gonna be good for him, and you both seem like expansive sources of knowledge, and he thinks that like there could be like some mutual exchanges with like like a professor and literary stuff, and like helping teach the kid, and yeah. This could be fine.
We would really appreciate it, not only for myself, but also the other members of our team that aren't here at the moment.
This is now only going to be 3 points from credit rating to gain their help.
And I think Collum will try to talk it down a little bit further. Going to stress that both him and a certain other fellow of their fellowship named Miss Ward are both very experienced travelers, and they both of us will quite need so much looking after. And I'm sure Ward would be more than willing to share her knowledge and perspective of other places and such with you all.
Ward, Adrienne?
Yes.
Hey, yeah, we trekked the northern parts of Russia before the revolution. We were hunting for the what was it, the Yeti or something like that? Yeah, it was an interesting little excursion.
That's her, yes.
Yeah, it'd be good to see her again.
Indeed, so then I'm sure you can also lay credence to the fact that she won't quite need so much help. She is an experienced woman in these sorts of things.
I'm willing to, boss, you can, if it helps them out, you can reduce a little bit of my pay. They're looking at my manuscript anyway, and that's more than enough. Mihan kind of rolls his eyes a bit, but if he's willing to help with like offsetting the cost of lowering the price, he'll do it. It's now only going to be 2 in credit rating. Mihan also is like looking at this and he's going, yeah, I should have able to. Yeah, this'll work. This'll work. Though, if I may ask, you two personally a question. If we do accompany you, do you mind if you happen to find any sort of artifact you'd be willing to donate to the shop on this journey, though? Something that was a little precious of mine has been stolen, and I would really appreciate having something to replace it at the very least.
What was stolen, if you don't mind me asking?
He gestures towards one of the shelves. It's like, this vase. It had been passed down through the generations. From, honestly, I don't know when. Like, my great-great-great-grandfather?
Oh, wow.
We've been traveling the roads here and setting up shop for time immemorial. Problem is, Problem is that this vase was stolen just 2 nights ago, and there's all that was left were these black coins.
Black coins? Are we thinking?
Could we have a look at them, perhaps?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't removed them from the pile. Gives you one of these little black coins. It's pretty old looking, nigh on ancient. Chinese coinage with the hole through it.
Do we recognize them as anything?
It depends. What wheelhouse of knowledge would you like to use?
Let's start with history, and if that doesn't pop anything, maybe theology.
I won't ask you to spend a point from history. This one's free. You look at the coins, and you're not quite sure the exact century, but it is, somewhere around the 9th century or so, you want to say? Just kind of an off-the-hand dating of when this would be. It's also definitely ceremonial. Like, this isn't money anybody actually was using to shop with.
Would the history check also be sort of vaguely aware of how much it's worth?
I'd say so. probably not that much. Like, yeah, maybe some collectors will fetch you like a good 20 pounds, but no one's going to take it as actual cash, and you would have to go to a museum or an auctions market, I suppose.
Would they be worth less than an old vase?
Yeah, they would.
Okay.
If you want to ask me, Han, for details about the vase, about the vase, you totally can.
I would love to, because I have my sketchbook on hand. I mean, maybe we'll come across it. Who knows? But with that history, it's piqued my interest.
Yes, I forget the exact century, but this was imported all the way from, I want to say ancient Persia. Very ornate patterns on it.
That sounds like something that would stick out. And it was only 2 days ago you said this was taken?
Yes. And I come into the shop, the door was somehow unlocked. I still don't know how. And all there was the missing vase and a bunch of these black coins.
How long will it take to ready the caravan to set out?
We can depart tomorrow if we rush, and 2 days if you want a little more time to fully prepare.
Let's make sure to do it properly. And Vidhi, maybe we can spend the extra day looking for this vase.
Oh, I love that idea. I mean, if it was just 2 days ago, and with
I mean, this isn't a promise that we will find it, of course. But
Of
I
course.
feel like you're doing so much to help us out. It's the least we could do in return is to at least look. Because it sounds quite extraordinary, and if it's still in the city, mayhaps someone has seen where it has found.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Now, on to discussing the exact details of the. And at this point, it's like just a bunch of like a technical conversation that needs to be had, but it's not interesting to either you or me. But it's things like, okay, so this is what we're going to need. This is the estimates of supplies. How much do we want to take with us? The exact route we're going to be going. And that means we're going to now cut to Adrienne and Vivian. Where you're you're going down the marketplace trying to find the caravansary to start getting animals prepared and any other supplies you might need for that. Get some price negotiations going. And as you are walking down, there's a man in the middle of the street with a giant cart. And he shouts from the top of his lungs, "Shiner's Antiques! All that you ever want! Come on, come down! Please buy these very nice ancient wares! Guaranteed to actually be good, fetch you a pretty penny back in your countries of origin," as he shouts at all these tourists, desperately trying as best as he can to sell off his wares.
Is he succeeding? Is anybody actually interested?
He wants some Chinese wares.
He wants some actual ancient Chinese artifacts.
Thank you.
No one is interested. They think he's a peddler.
Oh, the poor sod.
His robes have seen better days.
You want to go look at the peddler? That's the wrong voice, sort of.
We're gonna look at the peddler, mate.
It's good. It's good. Well,
Yeah.
I actually feel almost really, really mean just
You
walking
want
past
to go
him. Maybe we
pity
should
him?
just say hello.
Have a peek, give him some pity.
Yeah. We have the time.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes, hello. You're my first customers of the day. Please, take a look at what I have on offer.
It's like midday, isn't it?
Yep.
No.
Well,
What does he have?
Let's see. Behind his counter, you see a very interesting collection of knickknacks, ranging from the mundane to the interesting. But in short, you have what seems to be a bunch of black coins, a vase from a vase that looks sort of. You're not quite sure what era, but it's definitely Chinese in origin.
It's a cool looking vase.
You have a ancient wooden walking cane. You've got some plates. You've got what looks to be an ancient sort of like a bag of some kind, like an old form of a backpack. And you see like I forget exactly the name of these hats. If anybody can help me figure this out real quick, it's like the hats that were worn that are they look like a fez. They have like the tassel on it, but it's like the rounded top sort of thing.
I have no clue.
It's not a trilby, is it?
It's not. No. If it was a trilby, that would be something
That's a
else
pork pie.
entirely.
Oh no, wait. Oh Jesus! You said Fez. My brain went fedora. I'm so sorry.
No. Yeah. Was it?
I think we're all a bit fucked today.
It's the Qin Dynasty hat. You know, it's the hat of Chinese officers. I'm showing you the costume piece version, but this a Qin Quan mouth. Well, do any of these interest you?
Well,
I mean, do I want to say look at the vase? Because that I have no in character reason to. You know, hey, I guess let's do a general. I have history. I do not have history as a thing to look at these with.
Archaeology, then?
A couple of that I can try.
Yeah, if you want to spend a point, you can learn some more about these artifacts.
No, let's okay, let's spend the point. I think we're going to a site that. Okay, let's do archaeology. Whatever.
Yeah, spend a point.
Yeah, why not?
All of these seem to be from the same period of Chinese history. Like, the limited amount you know is that it's all from the Qin Dynasty, though it's hard to tell about the cane, though, because, like, a walking stick is a walking stick. But most of the artifacts seem to be from that time period. In addition, the coinage, though, yeah, you've got no idea about that. Aside from whatever was previously established, that it is, black coinage, it is ceremonial in nature, and is not really used as actual currency.
God, I have no true reason in character to try and look into this stuff. Out of character, yes, but I see these, I go, those are some coins, yeah.
Just a real quick. I would like to just issue a quick correction because, this is just me getting a history fact wrong. It would actually be like the 3rd century, not the 9th. I don't know why I said that. The
9 is divisible by 3.
Yes, exactly. And also
the only reason I'm asking this in chat is because it will save us time later. If we know.
You would know it's the 3rd century, like sort of way back when. These are old, and these are legit.
How much are the coins?
The coins, yes, these will cost you, yeah, he names a price that amounts to 4 Mexican silver dollars for a batch of 10.
Is that a good deal?
No, it's not! You're haggling!
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, no, that ain't happening, I don't think. Listen.
8.
Just 8 what?
8 silver dollars.
You just went up.
No, I went down. I said, did I say 5 earlier?
You
I'm tired.
I don't think you're giving me a good deal. Pay more.
Fine. 1 Mexican silver dollar for a batch of 10. I'm struggling to sell today, please.
God's sake.
This will not affect your credit rating.
What the... I'll do the silver dollar, throw in the cane.
You drive a hard bargain, sir. I respect that. I mean, ma'am.
Throw in
My
the
English not good. Please forgive. Gives it to you.
Yeah, fuck it. I have a stick now.
Yeah, you have a walking stick and some
Yeah.
coins.
Some coins.
Very, very, very good, Adrienne.
Why did I buy these?
I don't know.
You felt pity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, you were talking to me about just pitying him, and now look, you're
That's
throwing
pretty.
your money at him. You have a good heart. Now let's do what
Let's
we.
move up the balls.
Let's do. Let's do what we came here to do.
Let's go get some supplies.
If we just come back with a walking stick and a bag of coins, I have a funny feeling we're gonna be put on the next boat home.
Yeah.
You make your way down to the caravansary. You're walking your way down. Vivian, you feel something going after. Do you carry a purse with you? Do you carry where do you carry your money?
Jesus, I don't know. I'll say yes to the purse for the sake of ease, because it sounds like you're going somewhere with this.
Yeah, there's a little kid trying to pick your bag.
Oi.
Yeah, I'm just. It's a kid. I'm just gonna kind of. Yeah, move it to the front of my body quite briskly.
She noticed that you noticed, and she's just like, please, don't. She struggles, and she just starts speaking in Chinese, and I don't think either of you speak that language.
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
it.
I speak
Oh, you do?
Chinese.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
you
the
do?
Lord.
Yeah, she's
I
saying,
do.
please don't say anything. Please don't.
Oh, the poor thing. Is she? Oh, okay. I will just. I'm not going to move my purse back, because if there's one, there's probably many of them. But I'm just going to kind of look at her and put my finger to my lips and nod.
Thank you. And she scampers off down an alleyway.
All right.
Adrienne, keep a really close eye on your stuff.
Yeah, I don't see why you keep yours out in the open like that.
Well, it's not open. It's a over-the-shoulder bag.
Yeah, but you can't look at me. I don't have anything else. Inside the coat.
Well, I
Out
don't
of sight,
have
out
a.
of mind.
I probably ought to invest in a coat with big pockets, but I don't have one.
Inside pockets, they're good.
Ruins the lines of the jacket, no?
Yeah, but... Hey, listen, you might be more about looks, but I have practicality.
Which I respect. Jeez, you're prickly today.
Listen, I just bought a damn stick and a bag of coins.
Right, that's onwards.
You arrive at the caravansary. The man there is just like, traveling, I see. Yes.
Yes.
What are you? So, you're wishing to borrow my animals, yes?
Yes, enough to hold 4 people.
4 people. 4 people. I assume you've hired guides as well.
Yes.
Well, yes, about a few pack mules will do the trick, plus carts. I think that will carry most of the supplies you need if you're willing to do the journey on foot.
Good to Vivian. I think we're good for that, yeah?
Perfect.
I believe we assumed we'd be doing a lot of the.
Walking, yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That should be fine.
I will get this prepared for you. And he names a price that's going to basically take you down 2 points in credit rating.
It's half of what I have on me.
Is there the option to negotiate, or is this a hard
Let's
price?
negotiate.
You can negotiate.
Let's try and negotiate down a bit. Is he speaking in? Does he speak English or no?
He speaks English. It's a bit rusty.
All right. Flattery, intimidation. What would be best for haggling down?
You describe what you're doing and name a skill you want to use. We'll see what happens.
I must admit, I don't think threatening him is the way to go.
Please no. I mean, I have points in flattery.
I mean, I have a couple, but I don't. You know what? Let's flatter him. Let's try and go for it. Hey, don't you
We're
think?
two
We're
women.
too
We
young
can team up on him.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Yeah, point from flattery.
For flatter. Come on, we're two young women. You think you can give us a better price, can't you? Wink, wink.
He looks at it and he thinks to himself, he's not going to lower the price, but he will give you better mules for the price. He wasn't hustling you on the price. The price is actually kind of fair. He was hustling you on the quality of the product.
Oh.
I think that's
okay,
fair.
so this is a win then.
That's a win. I say, okay, yes. Yeah. Colum is surrounded by beautiful women.
Like, beautiful, charming women. Mostly the charming.
Aye.
Excuse me, I'm very attractive.
Very good, don't you know?
College angels.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yes.
So am I paying it, or are we doing
and like
splitting?
the 3 men we contracted to join the party.
Ah, fuck, we need to hire more people, don't we?
That's a pretty good traveling party. I mean, you're a party of 7 now.
Yeah, we paid for 4 people's worth of stuff.
No. They assumed you were taking guides with you, so.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
So you're getting like 4 mules with carts, and the idea is that they're gonna like help you carry your stuff, get you through the mountain passes, give you help you travel.
Well, that works. Okay. Yeah, let's pay the man. Do you want to split this or? It's the Vivian. And I'm the one paying.
1 point credit rating each.
Yup. We'll split it up.
Yeah, split it.
Perfect. With that, is there anything else the 2 of you want to do?
Anything else enticing in the marketplace?
Clothes shop if you want to get some new wares for you. You know, more travel appropriate clothing.
Yeah, desert wear. I mean, I came
really
mostly
clever
with.
idea.
Yeah, I came with just. I came with clothes more fitted not for here, so. Get you some pockets.
Pockets. Yes.
I said pockets are the way to go. Get you some.
You know what? I actually think I might take you up on that. I'm gonna find me a garment with pockets.
And I'm not going to have that reduced from your credit rating. You just find some good clothes.
Some lighter clothing.
More travel appropriate gear. And Vivian, you glance outside the window, and you see the kid getting hauled off by a town guard.
Uh-oh.
Oof.
What do you do?
Oh. Heck, I mean, how old is this child? Are we talking big kid, little kid?
Hard to tell. 14.
Okay, that makes it slightly easier.
That's so easier. Don't help.
No, I'm pretty sure I can, like... I'm gonna go out and distract the guard.
There we go.
How do you do this?
I'm going to feign a really good attack of low-key hysteria and tell him that, oh my god, my stuff's been stolen, and while he's stopping me from hitting the ground in a girly faint, she can run away.
What skill were you thinking?
Shit, I don't know. Let me think.
There you go.
Oh, this game doesn't have a deceit function. I don't like that.
The deceit would actually be the good old-fashioned name of... I remember this. I'm gonna remember the name of this. It was
Shuffling?
really funny.
Oh, that's fighting.
Let's see here.
Belching. Wait, no, that's not. Fuck, no,
It's,
that's not. That's
no,
not right.
it's a really funny term.
Yep.
Sorry, I have the whole list of skills in front of me.
Carrying is sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
Theology, physics, sense, bargain, bureaucracy. Cop talk would work if you wanted to.
I
Interrogation.
don't have points in cop talk.
Yeah, I don't got that.
That's on you. Let's see.
It is on me. I didn't think it
Again,
would fit.
Give me a second.
To be honest, I want to faint in front of the guard. I'll admit it seems a bit of a stretch to have assumed someone to be like, oh yeah, that's cop talk.
Exactly. It's a bit of a stretch.
This isn't really a skill thing. This is more of a...
oh, well, fuck, I fell over.
I could see you going with something like disguise, filch, reassurance, or streetwise. I can see like arguments to be made for any of those.
None of which I have points in.
You don't have points in filch? Oh man.
Wait, actually, yes, I do. I have points in filch, but that would be stealing something off of him. So that's not really.
I'll accept filch as a distraction.
Lit.
Because
okay.
I'm just going to double check the full definition here. Yeah, nimble fingers, but I'm going to allow this as like this seems like deceptive body work, which I'll allow.
Deceptive body work. I can make this work.
Yeah, point from that.
Point from that. Lovely.
Yeah, and you have your hysteria about in the streets. People kind of look at this and go, "Oh my god, what is happening?" The guard is like looking at the kid, and is like, "Oh no, I got to keep an eye on this kid." It's like, what do you say to him?
Let me think. I don't know, just get more and more, genuinely panicked. Like maybe convince him my life is in danger. Like, come on, I need help. I need help now. Come on, help me.
And he drops everything and like, he lets the kid off with a stern warning, and then then he starts escorting you away to like who knows where, if we're honest, probably like a hospital or something.
Corner of a street and not let us sort ourselves out.
Adrienne, you are alone. You just saw Vivian do this. There's a kid who just ran down an alleyway. Your friend's being escorted off.
Let's go try and get convince the cop to let me take her back to the room. She has these fits. It's it's a medical thing.
Yeah, you walk up to the guy and he's like, what do you say to him?
Sorry, sir. That's my friend, traveling partner. I'm sorry, it's a medical condition. She has these fits occasionally. I'm sorry, she must have wandered off.
1 second.
Ah, hell.
Apologies for my Chinese in advance.
Does anybody help me translate to English? The Chinese Mandarin. Fuck. It's on the street. Somebody help me. God, jeez. Hey, Vivian, are you there again? I know you were having one of your fits. Can you translate?
Adrienne, there you are. Where have you been?
I was just over there. You wandered off.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh no, not again.
Yes.
Uh,
Would you mind explaining to this good sir here what this situation is? I don't quite speak well enough.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, Nash gonna attempt to negotiate with this guy a little bit.
Lemuel, and you break, and we're going into you two speaking to each other in Chinese. Wait, I'm so confused. What's going on?
I am terribly sorry for the disturbance. What my friend here is trying to explain to you is that I am unfortunately prone to these episodes. Nothing intended at all by it. She's gonna take me back to the hotel and I'm gonna lie down, and thank you very much for your help.
Okay. And now he just realizes, oh no, the kid got. Oh, I'm gonna be so reprimanded for this. Oh no.
That's what you get for looking like you're gonna be mean to children.
And I'm just going to now leave the very ominous message.
This was a really bad idea, yeah?
Vivian, what the hell is that? As we're walking away.
It's
Mr. Voss will remember this.
oh no.
Oh no.
It's you know the little child that tried to steal my purse?
Vaguely, yes.
He had her by the arm. It looked like it was gonna get nasty, and I intervened. Kind of.
Why?
A child, Adrienne?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a child.
I'm sorry. Is this how we treat children?
I mean, you know what? You're right. That was wrong of me. Let's just continue on.
Let's take me and my fit of hysteria back to the hotel, shall we?
Yes. Ah, fuck, you're right. This campaign is called Children of Fear. Yeah.
Anyway, you folks all gather back at the hotel. You're free to share, discuss information, and make plans. It's getting late in the evening, so I leave it to you. The city walls will close very soon.
Are we all gathered together?
Yeah.
I
So
bought a
we
stick.
will not be departing tomorrow, but the day after. And
Alright.
if it isn't too much trouble, the Mies has a vase of theirs that has gone missing. I believe that Vidhi drew a sketch of it.
Yes. And she's going to open up her sketchbook.
Indeed, there were left some black coins in exchange for it, and I thought
Oh,
we
black
could have a look
coins?
around. Yes.
You mean like these? I pull out a bag of coins.
Do they look the
Exactly
same?
like those. Exactly like those, yes.
Why, yes, they look exactly like those. Where did you get those from?
Some guy was selling them in the market. He had a couple of old antiques with him. Well, antiques and quotes, I guess.
Did any of them look like this vase?
Did the vase look like that?
The vase, as it was described, I'm going to give like a vague photo of this cropped from something else. Looks like this. The vase you saw in the market did not look like that.
Yeah, no. He had a vase. It didn't look like what you've written here.
Well, maybe he sold those coins to someone who then went forth to take this vase, or maybe he bought these coins of someone else. We should go talk to this fellow. Do you believe he's still open?
He might be. He said he hadn't made a sale all day, so like he might be still trying to hawk.
Yeah, if you'd be willing, why don't we go and have a look?
All
A
for
try?
it.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested
Unless
in.
someone has anything better to do.
mean, I didn't know your clothing sizes, so I didn't get you any desert clothing, but you might want to get some. You don't have. Oh, on the note, we did get the caravan together, so we have donkeys.
We did do what we were sent out to do.
Yes.
I mean, not quite, since you didn't get clothes for everyone, but very well.
Oh, hey, you didn't ask me to get clothes.
Philip.
It's more of a spur of the moment thing.
In my defense as a player, I got distracted by potential child endangerment.
I'll be honest, you weren't there, so I wasn't thinking about you.
Well,
Oh, I suppose next time I hire an escort, I will neglect to mention the two of you.
Yeah, you said you've been in this desert before. Surely you have clothing for it.
Yeah,
well,
Collum says nothing about the flea-ridden beds, and we can set forward.
I stepped in worse.
Anyway,
Well, he said nothing, so you can't comment on it.
Yeah.
as the four of you travel back to the market, it's starting to close up as the night slowly begins. But he's still there, still like giving out his wares, and you approach Mr. Shaina, and he's just going. Oh, I see you've brought back your friends. Satisfied. Customers.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna have to download all these follows. Back to recording. Craig, don't do that to me ever again. Don't make me call you that asshole again.
Egg. Why?
Anyway, Craig, back to this. But yes, so what were you asking him about where he found these, or the mountains of coins?
if how well known that dig site area with the mountains of coins.
Oh, it's a secret kept only by me and my long line of descendants.
Okay, now you're bullshitting me.
You gonna call him on the bluff?
I'm calling him. That sounds like such a nothing line.
Okay, fine. I discovered it, but it's my own personal discovery.
If not to burst your
So yeah, it's
idea of discovery, sir, but these coins were spotted in another location around town. You haven't sold them.
I wouldn't know of such a thing.
Would it
Right,
require
but-
a point of assess honesty for that, or is it enough to have the skill?
If you want to challenge the statement because you as a player know in your heart that it's a lie, I will never ask you to spend a point from assess honesty to just challenge a lie. But if you want in-character insights to pick up on if there's like some tells going on, assess honesty is a very good way to get some confirmation before you act. I leave it to you if you want to use assess honesty.
As far as I'm concerned, this guy's just like trying to make a profit.
Well, There's a
Like-
disconnect.
In what way?
Well, I mean, he's like, oh, it's my secret.
If
My
you
secret
haven't
coin
sold
hill.
them to anyone else, how can they have turned up in other places in the city?
Unless your location has been compromised.
And when you say that, he begins to panic. You have to understand, it's a... Again, maybe somebody else found it and started taking coins. It's not my business. What other people do at the dig site, it's free reign for anybody else to go there.
Wait, other people know of it?
Possibly. I mean, now that you mentioned that other people seem to have these coins.
Look, my good sir.
Does that mean I could have gotten a better deal on these coins
You're
earlier?
quite obviously aggrieved. Is there something you're not telling us?
Well, perhaps where I'm digging is... I don't have to tell you anything.
You don't have to tell us. But we're not with the government here. We're, as you have surely noticed, travelers and just passing through, hence not competing with you. Perhaps it is possible that we can be of some assistance if you're forthright with us.
Fine. There's a graveyard to the west of the city. I went grave robbing. It's a crime, and I just needed something to sell.
Oh, that's a bit different than I was expecting.
But no one saw you in the area.
No one. No one even knows I robbed that grave. I reburied it after I took out the artifacts from within. And it was a crypt that I found in that graveyard.
Can you tell us more precisely where it was?
He explains that, like, if you go a few miles out from the west gate, travel down the road a little bit and take a detour, that's where you'll find the graveyard. It's more, there's a couple of, like, stones and markers of where people are buried, but underneath this one particular, like, worn away with time marker, he dug underneath there, hoping to just find a body, and instead he found a crypt with a little staircase. He walked in there, and he found, like, this giant room with a bunch of artifacts and a bunch of those black coins. And a bunch of statues as well, but the statues were a bit too big and bulky for him to carry.
And then he closed it up again.
Yep.
But was this at night? Does this count within the Sian?
It was at night. I had to go out past the walls of the city.
How did you get out?
I left right before, in the
Left
west
during the
wall
day.
there is a crack. It's not well protected, and it's very much a tight fit, but if you wanted to, you can slip through the wall there. Again, it's so small, most people don't bother with it.
Good to know.
That's how I got out.
And back in? Or did you wait?
I waited
Till
till
the
the
morning.
morning and acted like any other traveler with goods to sell.
So when did you do this?
About 4 days ago. My cart was robbed by some kids in the middle of the night, and I needed artifacts quickly. I don't typically stoop to grave robbing, but I was desperate.
But the kids didn't steal any of the coins.
No, I didn't have them yet.
Exactly. Okay.
I guess that makes sense.
Since then, I've used the money to my last remaining savings to buy some locks and keep the cart really well shut down.
Ah,
Out of curiosity, do you keep inventory on how many coins you took?
Sure. And he just easily presents you that list. He shows that
With the coins present on his table at the moment, and accounting for the coins currently in Adrienne's possession, do the numbers add up?
They do. His books are clean. He may obtain his artifacts illegally, but he certainly keeps a tidy book of records.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does leave some leeway that maybe he used those coins. Maybe the coins he left at the shop. He did an inventory, but I don't think he did. So it seems to check out.
Now, if you excuse me, I need to start shutting down my shop. You're free to discuss amongst yourselves real quick. I'll be right back to discuss what your next move is.
So what's the stickle?
Actually, before you leave, Nash.
Yes.
Collum is going to buy the rest of the coins, just as a show of good faith, because he has been so forthcoming with us.
All right.
You spend a few Mexican silver dollars and a little more than usual just to kind of go, here's for your trouble.
Yeah. Exactly.
No effect to your credit rating, though.
Indeed.
He leaves with a little smile as he begins to lock up.
Excellent.
I'll be right back.
Well, we have nowhere to be in the morning, so we could just venture out to the graveyard tonight.
I'm
I mean, you want to
interested.
go grave robbing? Yeah.
No, not going grave robbing. We're
Oh,
not stealing things from there.
We're just digging up the grave. All right.
We're
I mean,
going
it's
to
already-
look if the vase is there, or if there is
In the
any
grave.
other signs of break-in.
And then
Because
we
it's
rob
the
it.
only lead we have.
Oh, wow.
God. Grave midnight.
I'm excited to see this plethora of coins. I know
I
it
mean,
seems quirky.
Is not at all where I thought the rest of the day was going to go, but I'm more than willing.
I guess festive night.
I hope all of us will fit through that crack. That's my one concern.
Hmm.
Well, I'm very small.
I mean, yeah, you're not that big either. The tallest of us, you're only like what? I thought like 5. What? Vivian, how
Collum is
tall are
probably
you?
the smallest of all of you.
Oh no.
5'10".
You know what? You assigned her the height 5'10". I'm gonna keep that. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Mel.
Cool. Yeah, that was my vague guess.
I like the
Collum
idea of
is
her being
small.
tall as hell.
I'm back.
Hello.
So can Vivian fit in the crack?
Probably.
I would have to ask for probably an athletics roll if you're going to attempt going through there.
Yeah, she can fit through the hole. Or at the very least, she's gonna try and be horribly embarrassed if she gets stuck.
What? So you're
is
going to the
to-
hole. You're going to make the attempt to like go to the graveyard.
That's the plan.
Yes.
Nice. So yeah, unless you're like
Just out of character, I'd like to note how silly it is for us to go to the graveyard, but also out of character, it's more fun to do it this way.
oh yeah, it's more fun to
Yeah.
just go to the graveyard.
This is
Yeah.
a poll game. We're gonna do silly things.
You you find the crack in the wall as the city gates begin to close. You look around. There's nothing really out of the ordinary. Again, it's just like a crack in the wall, little bigger than you expected, but anybody who's like less than 5'6" can fit in with ease. But
Alright. Most of us are good.
everyone else is
Yeah,
going
we
to
will.
need like an athletics check. So again, the way these work, you can just roll a d6 straight and hope that you beat the target number, or you can spend points from athletics to slip through the crack much easier.
I'm exactly 5'6", so do you want me to?
No, don't roll. Vidhi, you get away with it.
Awesome.
You
Thank
got
you,
away with it.
Mal.
Mal, why did I let you assign my height?
Because you said you were tall. And that's tall for a person of your ethnicity at the time.
Wasn't expecting anybody to be paying any attention to my character introduction,
I'm sorry, I like to draw us.
which I respect and admire, but now I'm probably going to get stuck in a hole.
So yeah, slipping on through.
Yeah. Just a straight
So-
D6.
Straight D6. If you want to add points from athletics, you can, but you have to do it before you roll. Who's going first?
Could you make an argument that like you could also add points from fleeing or stealth?
I'd argue stealth. Fleeing is specifically used for I am in a combat and I want to get out of here, or I want to run away from the fight scene.
So
Stealth?
if I hit Vivian, then she can use flee.
It's more about like safely escaping the combat, and even then the price
Yes.
might be a bit high.
I will continue to hit until she gets through.
Yeah, and I guess you could probably like hurt yourself to keep using the healing ability, but that's kind of dumb in character, so no,
What?
I'm not allowing it. I appreciate your efforts, but no.
Collum doesn't mind going first anyway.
All right. How many points from athletics?
Well, Collum is small enough to just slip through.
Yeah, Collum's tiny.
Calm's good. Calm gets through. Vidhi, you're next, I would assume.
Vidhi's
Yes.
also.
You get through.
Gracefully.
So,
As
Adrienne
possible.
or Vivian, who's next?
I mean, I'm small enough. I can just go through.
Hey,
Uh,
everybody's
Am I the
small.
only person rolling?
You're the only
I'd
tall
like
one.
to note that it's the dumbest decision to have Vivian go last, but we can do that.
Okay, sure. That
We can pull!
You know, it's all stay behind. I can keep myself safe if need be. Vivian, get in there.
Somebody roll. Okay.
Vivian, how
Grab
many
my
points are you going to spend from
hands.
athletics?
Oh my god,
Yeah,
this is
push her.
ridiculous. I don't know.
Or stealth.
All.
Oh no.
I mean, you only gotta shrink down like what, 4 inches?
I think if I spend 2 points, that covers them like a multitude of sins. I hope. I think.
Points from athletics. All right. Roll 1d6
Yep.
plus 2.
Yes.
Just kind of bend down your head a bit more. I think you should get through.
Oh, yep. Further down. Here we go.
The target number was 3. And you just slip through with incredible ease. Like you're just like, oh wow, this isn't that bad. Oh, this is easy.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Look more than it was.
And then Adrienne, you follow suit.
Yeah, just go through.
And as you get through to the other side, you notice you see, like smaller than human footprints on the ground.
Are they
And-
still human shaped? I'm
They're
interested.
still human shaped, but smaller than a human's foot size, though, on average. Maybe a
So
child's.
Ooh.
It's either a child or a creature. I'm excited for the latter.
If
Do they
One way
lead
of-
to the graveyard? Just out of curiosity.
They are walking towards the city. Do they lead to the graveyard is a different question that you'll have to follow them for a while.
Just follow them.
Yeah. we can
There's
follow them.
also... I didn't finish yet.
Oh,
There's also just the arms of stone on the ground. Just 2 human
What?
arms of stone.
oh,
hey, it's a
is it
simulacrum.
Weird.
Left and
weather
right.
or well preserved?
Old, but certainly, like, just broken off.
Okay.
It's a statue.
I assume they're matching?
They're matching left and right.
That's strange. He said he didn't take any of the statuettes with him. Maybe
Because
because they
someone
broke.
else.
On the way?
That's good. Yeah, it's possible.
Do they match the proportions of the shoe size, or is it a very stark disproportion?
Maybe.
That sounds like knowledge you would need a medicine roll for, like medical knowledge.
Oh, Oh,
Yeah.
I was just thinking I'd put my hand down.
I mean,
To
if you
compare
as a
that.
player are willing to like break down the process by how one figures this out, feel free.
Okay,
and I
so
would
we
probably
grab
give-
one of the arms,
Yeah, I mean, like,
and we
if-
compare the hand on that arm to the footprint.
That'll do
I
it.
s-
Yeah, they're
yeah.
proportional.
Okay.
all right.
Hmm.
I would have been like, is this like the size of like my arm? Is it like on his own arm? No.
But they're proportional to the footprints.
The statues came alive.
Is one explanation.
It's
Another
the only-
explanation is that the children who robbed our dear merchant then followed him to the graveyard, snuck down after him and took some of the coins themselves and then came this way. Maybe carrying one of the statuettes with them.
Didn't he? I was gonna say, didn't he say he buried up the grave again? But he could have just been lying.
Or
Well,
he just didn't do
or
a good
they-
job.
Unburied it. They could have dug
Kids
it up.
gonna a group of kids gonna unbury a whole grave, dig up a grave. That's a better word than unbury.
If they're determined.
Yeah, I
If they
guess so.
thought there were witches down there, yes.
Wait,
Seems like they already had an eye on that merchant, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if they discovered his.
I think we can
find.
all agree it's a little bit more reasonable than the statue came alive.
yeah, but it's not as fun though.
Oh, I forgot you're a cryptozoologist. Fun is, of course, the most important aspect of science.
Oi. Oi.
This is gonna be a fun argument.
Oh man.
Yeah,
All right, all
like,
right.
please, some evidence.
Simmer
Look at
down,
the
children. Simmer down.
photographs and footprints. That's my specialty.
Let's go have a look.
Let's look at the graveyard.
Yeah, you go marching your way down towards the graveyard. It's nighttime by the time you make it there. Dark, but you follow his instructions.
Do the footsteps come this way?
They do. And you notice there's multiple sets of them as you proceed to move closer towards there. Sian's known for its rainy weather, so that's why you can easily find the footprints in the mud. And eventually, you find the exact tombstone where the merchant described. And yeah, the cave, it's already open. If you want to go into that tomb, the steps are there.
Oh, I forgot to mention, by the way,
Yes.
we take the arms with us.
Yeah, you take the arms with you? Go for it.
And I have a reason for that. But
You will
if
see
no
if
one
they
else
match.
does it, Callum does take them with.
You can see if the arms match statues down there.
You're about to descend?
I don't see why not.
No, we go back.
Yeah, let's go home. I'm tired.
Fuck this.
Who takes the lead into the dungeon?
I can't.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll follow down.
Actually, Collum is going to insist that he goes first.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
I mean, you've been in caves before, I haven't either. More the foresty type.
This seems fun. I'm eager.
You were traveling the Russian mountains and you didn't go into any caves?
You know how many caves are up there?
Are there
What?
none?
I'll tell you, they don't let you in many of them.
Bears. Mostly bears.
Mostly bears, yeah. But that's what I was looking for, so I snuck in anyway. It was bears.
Strange
As-
woman. Very well.
As-
Yes, he goes in first.
You descend the steps. The chasm is surprisingly huge.
Chasm?
Like the chamber, I mean. You enter into
Ah.
this chamber. It is big as you descend pretty far down.
Mm-hmm.
There's columns. There's a hallway that seems
There
to lead
is
up to
one
where
column.
It's common.
there's many columns supporting this room. You see the pile of the black coins right in the middle of this room.
That's it.
Off
didn't know I could carry
into
them
the
quick.
distance, you see a you see the you see the chamber where the dead body is, and
Oh, so
all around
Jansson is-
here there are like a few statues, not many, just like maybe 5, 6. Yeah, 6. They're tiny though, like only about 4 feet high.
Well, to begin with,
Sure.
Collum is going to return the coins he bought to the pile.
Nothing happens. In the pile, as you
Really?
approach it,
He
You
doesn't
notice-
expect anything to happen.
but as you approach it, you see that there's there's stuff amongst the pile of coins. A vase and a wooden cane with an octopus for like a handle.
Weird. But the
Good
vase,
question.
what kind of?
Oh, definitely Persian in style. Looks exactly like the one they described.
How strange.
How did it?
Hmm.
Maybe the children are hiding their things here.
Are there any actively missing statue places around the side of the room?
Eh,
Like,
I
were
would
these
say it's
positioned?
collecting evidence if you wanna spend a point from that to gather that information.
Oh, some evidence collection I can try and. Yeah, I'm more curious if any were taken, and if they are, if it's obvious where.
The dust and the foot and the dust reveals there are missing statues. There's clearly supposed to be 6 more that are supposed to be in here, kind of forming
How-
a circle around the pile.
Is any of the statues missing arms? Just to be sure. I don't think so, but it's
None of these statues are missing arms.
How
Then
big are
Collum will
they?
place those 2 arms on a missing pedestal in that case.
Okay, cool.
Return them.
How big are the statues? I'm just
Again,
curious.
4 feet tall.
Okay, 4 feet. How would people get 6 of those out of here?
I mean,
That's
if
a
you had
lot of
enough
stone.
people.
Yeah, but
Well,
still,
by the footprints, there was quite a lot of kids.
I guess so.
Say 3, 4 kids per statue. I think it would be easy enough.
Oh, homeless kids here.
You
I guess.
hear the sound of stone rubbing on stone.
Oh, that's different.
Oh,
From where?
Adrienne, it's coming from right behind you.
What the? I turn around suddenly.
The statue has moved position. It is reaching towards your head, and it is trying to grab your head.
What is actively moving?
It's currently frozen still.
Okay, I back away. We're still looking at it.
As you make your first step, it steps towards you.
Oh no!
No.
You guys can see this too, yeah?
Yeah, you guys see this. The statue is moving.
Yeah.
How
Um,
there must be some
So,
sort of
Collum, do you
explanation.
believe my occupation now?
Adrienne, you were right all along.
Because an ancient
point.
city has complex mechanism? No.
Where are the joints? Tell me, where are the moving joints on this? And I kind of look away for a moment, just towards Collum.
Oh no. Have you been still stepping backwards?
I assume so.
No, every time you move, it moves. It's... Do you know the classic schoolyard game of Ninja?
Yeah.
It's doing that.
Ah.
Mm,
Are there any obvious joints, or is it just smooth stone?
it's robotic in its movements, very puppet-like. It's clearly moving jaggedly and, very quickly. But there are no obvious visible joints. It's like it's
Yeah,
moving from pose to pose.
Tell me how these are mechanisms. This thing's moving.
You're the expert.
How heavy are these?
Pretty lightweight.
And
I would like to ask, does anybody have any history, archaeology, or lore things they'd like to do if they want to identify what these are?
Sure, history. Why not?
Can I? Anthropology won't do shit.
No,
Would
it
it
could.
for the cryptid
Anthropology could do something here.
Anthropology for the cryptid info. That skill I got.
Yeah, that skill you got.
Yeah, I might do that.
Historically, Collum, do you spend the point for history, or?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Historically, you are aware that these sorts of burial mounds you're in right now are typically reserved for nobles or elites. You are in a room, definitely kind of like in a lot of cultures, where people bury their dead with the possessions they need in the afterlife. Adrienne, you identify that these things are dolls made out of most of the time terracotta, but it really could be any stone. These are the protectors of the dead. They are their servants in the afterlife.
Why the hell are you talking to me then?
Yeah, and apparently they've been pissed off.
Do you want the stick back? You can take it. And
Not going for the stick.
And the coins. What do you want? You can't have my head.
Well, try returning the coin. See what happens.
I'll throw the coins on the pile.
It does not give a darn about these coins.
What the hell do you want from me?
You see it tried to grab your hat.
Listen, this is my hat. You can't have. Fine, I take off the hat.
Yeah, it's still moving, but it's
okay. That wasn't enough for it.
What are you about to do?
I think it's trying to return things of that it deems of equivalence. Didn't the merchant have a hat in his stall? So now it is trying to return the hat, but maybe it struggles telling exactly which. Try putting your
hat. You have a hat?
Collum does not have a hat.
But Collum,
I said
you have a
hat
briefcase on you, don't you?
Yes, always.
I like my.
You hear the stones moving.
Fine, have the hat. I put on the statue's head.
It grabs it. It moves. It chucks it onto the pile of coins with the other things, and it returns to its position in the circle.
I gotta get a new hat now.
What exactly did we see that could be the same as a suitcase that was removed from here?
They mentioned that there was a traveling bag one of them had.
Yeah, there was like a rucksack.
Yeah.
However, there's one last thing I need to mention to you, Adrienne, that it does. After it takes the hat from you, it goes back to the circle, it picks up some coins from the pile, and then chucks them at you.
It's bought my hat. I thank you, I suppose, but
well, if one of them is moving to me, I'll try to do the same. Collum will pick some random coins from his pocket and chuck it at it. My bag.
Yep. And it just goes, and it's just like kind of you attack it with the coins, and it's just like it trickles off of its face, and it's trying to go after you now.
Oh well, Collum is not giving it his bag. So if that won't work, you'd all see like Collum is looking quite panicked. He does not want to give up his bag at all. His suitcase.
I'll be honest, you want I could try and attack him, but I don't think that's a good idea. He's a stone.
Collum is not listening to you. He's looking quite panicked.
Fine. He called me the expert. Give it the bag.
No, it's my bag.
And it was my hat.
Does it actually?
Ours?
Colin pulls out a gun.
Don't you?
You
Well,
open the
Vic,
suitcase
say.
and reveal it?
He opens his suitcase and pulls out one of the handguns. Yes.
Yeah.
Don't shoot the damn stone of ricochet.
You are not taking my bag.
This is an enclosed chamber.
Maybe we should
He is
regroup?
not listening to that reasoning, Adrienne. It's very clear that he is not listening.
Vidhi, what was your
I have a
proposal?
bag. They can have my bag.
I mean, they
You
can't
gotta
move that fast.
You wanna give it
Maybe
the
we should
purse?
It's apparently just pickpocket bait, and now I've bought a jacket that's lined with inside pockets. I don't need it anymore.
Uh-huh.
Chekhov's pockets. Right. So yeah, Vivian will take a minute to take all of her gear out of the bag, squirrel it away in various pockets. She feels kind of bulky now, but whatever. And hand the statue her shoulder bag.
You do you just hand it to the statue, or do you throw it on the pile?
Well, Adrienne put the hat on the statue, so I guess I'll just, hand it over politely. There you go.
You hand it to the statue pursuing Collum. It looks at the bag. It puts the bag on the pile, picks up coins, throws it at you, and then goes back to its position.
Cool. All right. Adrienne, you were right all along. Pockets are clearly the way forward.
Yes, it pockets are circles. Yes.
You just keep being right. I'm in awe.
Mm.
Shove the gun back. So, perhaps we can take the vase if we give it something in exchange.
Yeah, I'm assuming what initially could have happened is the children stole that vase specifically to attain an item from here, but that
I
might be a
would
jump.
say that Adrienne is probably right. I believe that he removed these items, went into the city, and some of these statues activated, I assume.
Yeah, they came alive. Yeah. That was right.
But you're saying came alive implies some sort of soul or life, which I am not quite convinced of. But they
moved.
activated and went into the city and took the first thing of what they perceived equivalents they would notice, which happened to be this vase. So, as this is what we're after, do we have something we could give in exchange?
I don't think I'll have any vases on me.
A jar or some sort of drinking vessel?
I guess it would make sense if we had one. Do one of us want to use preparedness to have like a water bottle?
I was about to say, would this be a time to use preparedness?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Sounds like a proposal. 1 point spend, please.
Okie dokie. I will spend that just to. I came prepared for this adventure. Just one spend?
1 spend.
Okay.
You are free to put it into the pile and make a switch, or you can give it to one of the statues.
Well, I think we need to pick up the vase first, so one of the statue activates, and then you give it to the statue.
Yes, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, try it. Go grab it.
Yeah, you pick up the statue, or you pick up the vase.
The
statue
the statue.
The statue activates. It walks towards you, and then you make the swap. Gives you the payment.
I pick up a statue.
It does nothing. It's a statue, dumbass. Gaslight gatekeep GM.
So we have what we needed.
I suppose so.
If you want, you
What do I
can
pick?
make the swap for the cane in the middle as well, the one with the octopus head.
Honestly, it's a slightly cooler
Let's
cane.
do
I'll go
that.
for it.
That's cool.
I get the better cane.
Yeah, here's what it looks like.
Oh,
Like
look at the
Collum
cane.
said, let's not grave rob, but Sebastian says let's grave rob because it's cool.
It's not
It's
grave
on
robbing.
exchange.
You're
I'm paying for
returning
it.
the original. You're taking the replacement.
Yeah, I'm paying for it.
Yeah, we're helping bring it back to its traditional
Yeah,
order.
I'm helping.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
return the cane.
we have an octopus cane.
You now have the
Yes,
octopus
I do.
cane instead.
I now have an octopus cane.
What was it doing here? Why is it an octopus? I don't know.
Oh,
And it's
There
probably
is, like-
cursed to all shit.
There's like a little engravement on the back of the head. It
Yeah.
looks something like this.
it's Yiddish. No.
It's this.
University Miskatonicus.
Ooh.
I don't speak Latin.
Miskatonic University, I'd imagine.
The academics can immediately recognize this as, oh, it's the seal of Miskatonic.
Yeah, I that's a place, I guess.
Yeah, I've had some vague correspondence with them in the past.
Have you?
There's a lot of debate about their archaeology department and whether or not it's legit.
They're an interesting bunch, that's for sure.
I ain't been.
Armitage is a quite energetic fellow.
Well, I guess I have something of theirs now.
It's a cool knickknack.
It's mine now.
I suppose we could look up if we have any representative from there in Sian at the moment, and we could
That might be.
perhaps curry some favor with them by returning.
I mean, if you know how to get in contact with them to find out, go for it. But so as I know, I paid for it.
From outside the cave, from outside the chasm, you hear the movement of stone on stone coming down the stairs.
Oh, they're coming back. Lovely.
Yeah, there is not much we can do about statues coming down the steps, is there?
Not much. They return to their positions. And they
All of-
stand still.
Did they bring anything back? Oh, no.
No, they've
Okay.
completed their
we-
task.
You've satisfied the thing. Let's close up this grave, probably.
Yeah, I'd say that's appropriate.
What?
Also, Nash.
Yeah?
I'll say that we said to the merchant, he's earlier that we were gonna go looking for this. Is there a reason why we didn't get that as a quest so we can have a reward?
I didn't write this down yet, but congratulations, you have completed the side quest.
What?
Yay!
Here is your rewards. First of all,
Well, we haven't returned it yet. So.
you haven't returned it yet, but we've gotten to the point where like we're gonna kind of start resolving some things. But the big thing is for kind of like resolving this and like getting all the statues back in place, and they have now been satisfied. You are now permitted to gain a build point for each of you. These are useful. Build points allow you to do the following. You can either add one more to a skill, and you now have an extra point in that skill, or you can use it to refresh a skill before it would be time to do a full refresh. Up
Does
to you
it
how you-
refresh only 1 point or
the whole skill. It refreshes the whole skill.
Okay.
Do not bother with general abilities if you're using a build point, since those refresh every day.
Can we use build points mid-session?
Yes, you can.
Okay, that's all.
You
I
can
might
also
hold on to
bank
this
them
build
for
point.
later. Like, it's useful to also consider you can bank build points when they would be useful.
Yeah, I'm banking it.
I'll hold on to this build point.
So it can't be used for a new one, right? Just add to the current
No,
one
you
for
can
now?
use it to learn a new skill.
Ooh,
And correct me
okay.
if I'm wrong, but I seem to remember from the last campaign, if you use it in one of your occupational skills, it still increases by 2 points and not 1 point.
That is correct.
Ooh, okay.
Build points will be rare, but they will happen whenever you complete major quest lines. Or many cool things I deem worthy. Because congratulations, this was the tutorial mission.
I'll save that build point then.
Yeah, I don't
I
know what
haven't
I
used
want to
many
use
skills.
it on at the moment, so I'm going to hold on to it.
Good plan.
I get another language.
I can get 2 new languages if I want to.
But I leave it to you as to where to go next.
Well, I mean, we want to head back to the city, get a couple hours of sleep at least,
Get to bed.
and then return this in the morning.
Cool. To quickly resolve this, going to the hotel. You got through the crack. You get a couple of hours of rest at the hotel. All of your general abilities refresh.
We'll even sleep in for a little bit because we were up the majority of the night, I think.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good to me.
You sleep in for the night. You wake up the next morning at whenever it would be appropriate, but around 8-ish if you want to grab breakfast.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yummy.
And standard continental European breakfast affair. You are free to discuss anything amongst yourselves or figure out what to do with this cane you now have.
Well, to begin
I mean, I
with,
was under
we
the
want to
impulsion it was
return.
Adrienne's.
I
want
bought
to return
it.
the vase.
Damn. If you insist.
No, we want to return the vase.
Oh, the VAT. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
The cane is a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
The vase, you get back to Mihan and Mihu and they go, "Oh, where on earth was it?"
A shop seller had it.
Turns up in the strangest of places.
Indeed. No, this is the exact same one. And with the return of the vase, the price is reduced for their services by 1 more credit rating. You now only have to spend 1, but that's as low as they'll go.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
I'm going to pay that one.
Cool. It's a good thing. Professor Wang sent you then. Also, since congratulations, you are now with them, Adrienne.
Yeah.
Adrienne Ward. Good to see you again.
Simon. Oh my age. We
Yeah.
haven't seen you. Where'd you go?
I mean, the revolution does a lot of things to people, and when you're in exile.
Okay, yeah, it's understandable. Yes.
But no, please, good to be going on another adventure with you.
Yeah. God, yeah. I know when you stopped sending the letters, I got worried.
Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing chance has smiled down upon us. I must tell you about the new work I've been writing. I really think you're going to like what I have here.
Good.
Anyway, do you think mentioning Ivan the circus bear was a bit too much, or?
No, I think it might work if you have it in the right context.
Yeah, no, I just felt like there needed to be a funny bit in there. I mean,
Yeah, no, I get it. Yes.
Yeah.
Important.
Especially given that incident with the cave that one time. I kind of based it off of.
Oh yeah. Oh, you did.
Oh yeah, no. That I still remember that the time we tried to make camp in the cave. Bad times.
Yeah, no, the bear. That was not good.
Thank you again for reuniting us. It's great to see. It's good that about all this, and you just like shakes your hand, Collum.
Oh, of course, I'm always happy to reunite old friends.
As well as you, Miss Chowdhurry.
Well, it was just lovely to see y'all reconnect like that. It's nice to see that Adrienne's got a pal.
You know, he's saying like that.
He's gonna look a little embarrassed.
Mihu comes in from the back of the office. He's just going, all right, I've gathered up more. Okay, I've got all the supplies. Oh my! You found the vase.
They found the vase.
Oh, Oh, Mom's going to be pleased about that. Speaking of, you did tell what we did. You did talk to Mom about what's going on. Yes, she knows. She knows where we'll be going. Perfect. You know how she gets worried about me whenever we're going on adventures. We're always worried about you, kid. So, yeah. Is there anything you want to discuss about the road ahead while you're here, or?
No, not really. I think we got most of that set up last night. Unless one of you have something.
Any pressing concerns?
Because we're due to set off tomorrow, then. We have this day to get our last things in order. Okay, don't you all go at once? In that case...
I got nothing.
I'm set. I did my shopping already.
I was just gonna say the whole Miskatonic cane.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get to.
Discuss that, yeah.
Well, where would you like to try searching?
If you insist we return it, but...
Well, I'm not insisting we return it, but it looks like a fancy cane, possibly a family heirloom. Do you not think it would be the right thing to do?
It's possible it's an heirloom, but the fact that it has the university logo, as you say, it doesn't really scream family to me.
But it does scream ownership.
Because a family going to the same university is completely unheard of, you're right. If you don't want to return it, say that, but don't hide behind this false pretense. Are you going to try and do the right thing or not?
If you insist we return it, we can go.
I'm
try
not
and
insisting,
find
I'm asking.
All right, let's go try and find who it is.
Thank you.
Callum wants to feel good.
Yeah, where are we starting? Like, do you have any leads in the city?
Nope.
I mean,
well, are there like libraries, universities, something like that here?
There are libraries, yeah.
No universities or the like.
No universities, though.
Then let's go to a few libraries and see if an American fellow has been here.
You ask around. A librarian says, now that you mention it, yes, there was an American who came by the other day. But he was looking up stuff about well, there's a dig site far away from here in Turfan. I think he was heading out there. He was, I believe, but yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I only saw him 2 days ago.
You don't happen to have overheard where he was staying?
He mentions, I think I saw him go towards the hotel you were staying at. I forget the name of the hotel, so I'm just going to say that.
Oh, well, we might have a lead then. Let's go see if he's staying or not.
And you said Thurpa?
Turfan.
Turfan.
Is that on the way for us?
Oh, no, that's like, if you get to Tunhuang, you would have to go past Tunhuang and go northward.
Huh. Well, it's possible we might catch up with them, but let's see if they're at the hotel first.
Yes.
You go to the... you go back to your hotel. The bellboy goes, "Oh, that guy!" Yeah, I got into a shouting match with him last night before he had to leave.
Oh, that's pleasant.
Oh.
He said...
Did he say you stole his cane by chance?
Yeah, they claimed that I stole his cane and that I was some filthy whatever that shouldn't be trusted. Then he proceeded to complain about how, like, modern-day drinks aren't as good as just good old-fashioned whiskey and complained about our cocktail services.
What was his name?
I can agree with.
Oh, his name, yes, I can easily tell you that.
Sounds
yes,
like you can't easily tell.
Professor Thaddeus Jansson.
Oh, he is evil.
What a name. What a name.
Yeah.
If any of you want to spend points from archaeology to talk about what he does as a researcher, you're free to.
Is that one of those like fake archaeologists?
No, that's a fake one. The Miskatonic's fake, and he works at that university. Is all you know.
All we know is Miskatonic's fake? Is that
No,
what I heard?
Well, because in real life, Miskatonic's fake, so he's not an actual
I
historical
thought you
figure. Is
were...
my point.
I was talking more like the idea of like the amateur archaeologist who like goes to steal shit and doesn't actually do proper research.
No, he's an actual scholar who does actual research. But
Can I
again,
spend a point from library use to know what he's about?
I would say so. I will allow that.
Let's do that then.
Professor Thaddeus Jansson, American professor of Oriental literature, and he's been known to write some interesting papers on the subject of legends, history, the classic journey to the West, and he has a particular interest in just like talking about the architecture of pagodas. He has historical obsessions, in particular with the ancient monk known as Huozhang, also known as Husozhang or Zhuaozhang. We'll go with Zhuaozhang since it's easier to pronounce for me. But that was around 602 CE, and he was a Buddhist monk who traveled down the Silk Road. It's rumored he might be the basis for the journey to the West, like the actual historical originator of it. I'll post a handout with more information about the guy, but that tends to be what he researches.
Okay. But so he is also traveling west then, so he's heading in the same direction.
Yeah.
He's going on a journey there.
The bellboy mentions that he was on sabbatical, and then he heard about a dig and decided to go check that out.
Okay. Well then, in that case, we might have an opportunity to give the cane to him if we catch up with him.
If.
Actually, where is the next stop? That we
The next stop you would make, if we take a brief look at the map. So, you would be departing from Sian. The next stop on the way would be into Lanchao.
Which is how far away?
About a day's travel.
So he would be there now then.
Yeah. From here on out, if you're looking at Xi'an all the way to Tunhuang, you would be stopping at Lanchao, Xining, Kanchao, Suchao, and then Tunhuang. And each of those points is a few days travel, because you're getting through more treacherous territory as time goes by.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make an effort, because this is interesting. Because why not?
Then I don't get to keep it. Yeah.
No, you're not getting
Until
to
we
keep
get to him. Until we get to him, I can carry the cane.
Collum is going to try and telegram ahead and see if Thaddeus is at any of these stops.
Yeah, you can send telegraphs to known inns. You can even, if you want to, send a telegram to Warner in Tunhuang and try to see if he can stop him.
Yeah, I think he will send a couple telegrams to at least a couple of the posts, like if Thaddeus stops here, tell us we have his cane and we're coming in the same direction and would like to return it. If he wishes to wait. Otherwise, let's do it with one. So there's a couple of different stops he could be at.
Cool. Yeah, you send out those telegrams, and hopefully they'll arrive in time. Yeah. It's a bit slow going out there, though, because, again, treacherous territory, and the further out you go, the more rural it gets. But
at least we try.
But you gotta try.
Well, of course, you all don't have to follow along with Collum while he's sending out telegrams. But he's making the effort.
Anything else the rest of you'd like to get up to?
We go have a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bar. Let's see if the poor comments are true.
I mean, what's your take on cocktails as characters? I mean,
whiskey.
Pure whiskey. Vidhi?
Oh, I mean, I was gonna ask if people are splitting or just taking a break right now. I'd be inclined to check out the mosque just a
Uh,
little bit.
yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, cool.
It's time to get drunk.
Spiritually.
Yeah, and Vivian,
Yes.
what are you up to? Do you want to do
What am
anything?
I up to? I I mean, is there a bar close by?
There is in the hotel. Yeah.
I'm going to the bar.
Vidhi, what are you expecting to, find when you go to the mosque?
Not expecting to find anything, but it felt like such a short spurt earlier before we met with the father-son duo, so I just want to probably walk around it and just appreciate the architecture. Um, if there's people praying inside, I think she'd be inclined to peer in, but also get awkward because she doesn't want to look like someone watching people pray, but that's exactly what she's doing. It's just really pretty to her to see people focusing like that.
You walk in and you see this woman, tending to the mosque. Her son is in there as well. She walks over to you. It's like, can I help you with anything?
No, I'm just visiting.
Oh, no, no worries. We don't get many visitors around here that often, except for the occasional tourist.
Well, that is I am the occasional tourist in that sense.
Where do you come from?
Oh, I come from Baroda. It's the Gujarati portion of India.
Ah, ah. Oh, you're traveling with Maverick, aren't you?
Yes, how
Oh, I'm Mee's wife.
oh.
This is Mihu's brother, by the way. Hello.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you.
Hello. He's tending to personal businesses.
Ah, okay.
We've been the leaders of the Muslim community here for a while. Oh, time in memoriam, really.
From the outside looking in, you're doing an excellent job.
This temple is incredibly old, but we do what we can here for this mosque.
Well, I guess we're on the topic of the expedition. Are you excited for your husband and son to be exploring together? Or?
Oh, they've been doing this for a while now. I'm just happy somebody is continuing his father's work. I do worry about the boy, but he's always had an adventurous spirit.
Oh, that's just the spirit you need.
Absolute rascal in the mosque, though.
Oh?
Oh
Oh?
yeah, never really quite. He knows to respect his elders, but he was such a rambunctious young kid.
As long as he wasn't disturbing
Oh, he knew.
others.
He knew how. But again, he was always running about the city, exploring all the nooks and crannies he could. I tell you, He got wrapped up with the rabbi at the synagogue once. Had to receive a very stern talking to there.
Oh. Ooh. Well. He seems pretty polite and well mannered nowadays, so.
Age does that.
And rabbis
And
making stern
rabbis,
talkings
yes.
too.
And he's had exposure to every religion that's ever set foot in here. He's been to the Hindu shrines, the fire temple. No, I think think he even got in trouble once with the local Catholic priest.
Yeah, yeah. They like to make tension
Oh, indeed.
on occasion. Very well-rounded, theology-wise. I mean, it's nice to see that.
Oh yeah, this town has been the major trading hub. Everybody's come through here.
And he really just I like to hear about the smallest of beliefs at time. Any very, I guess, non what's the word? Um, struggling with my English here.
Orthodox?
Yes, thank you. Hey, that
Unorthodox.
really unorthodox that really piqued your fancy.
They exchange she exchanged a glance with her son. They look back. Well, well, there is concern.
Oh,
Do you want to spend a point in anything to try to get the answer out of them?
um,
Because they don't want to talk about it. They really don't want to
oh,
talk about this. But
oh.
if
Let
you think
me,
it would be useful,
dude. If they feel uneasy, my girl wants to know the religion that's making them uneasy. Uh, let me just look in my. I mean, assess honesty. I don't think would help because they're not lying. Oh, I mean, I just got a build point. Would making an interrogation work in this situation?
I'd say so. And it would be sort of a soft interrogation.
Okay.
If you use the build point, I'll let you spend the point immediately.
Okay. Sounds like a deal.
You begin to pry a bit. Well, I've had to do some reading. You see, recently, when your husband and your son begin having dreams and saying something and travelers and all I heard them say once is they woke up once and my husband wakes up in the middle of the night and he says, Poka Bahaya. And I had to start looking into that. I was consulting with local religious experts and other faiths, and, well, all I could find was just one translation from from some people at the Hindu temple.
It's ancient Hindu?
Tibetan, tantric,
Oh,
really. But they were the only ones who had this knowledge from some scrolls they had in the back. It means the children of fear. I'm showing you the costume piece version, but This. It's a rounded hat.
I am so dumb.
I forget the name as well, and I'm going to be kicking myself in the editing bay. I'm probably going to say what it is and just say
Just
I'm
cut this
cultural dumbness.
whole conversation from the episode and forget it ever happened.
Yeah, I'll just
Please.
Mr. Blacken the audio.
Don't just say you're going to cut it and then refuse to cut it, because you do that all the time.
Yes, and it's
cut it.
funny.
I hate you.
I'm going to include this conversation in the back.
Fuck you.
But anyhow, it's yes. Well, do any of these interest you?